Trying out the new Forbidden Sanctum mechanic and it has you going,
"What in damnation?"
No need to worry, as I'll show you what you're missing out on and give you some tips. After experiencing it myself, it appears that GGG have taken the
"just don't get hit forehead"
meme and run with it. So builds that do a great amount of single target while not standing still will excel. We're seeing a lot of chilling and freezing having great utility, as well as it's almost required to have a type of blink movement skill. All the armor and tankiness in the world will help you in a map, but resolve hits aren't mitigated by any of these defenses, so you must go glass cannon or utility defenses. Coins. Coins are your best friend, but don't make too many sacrifices, as my furthest run ended where I had over 3,000 coins but didn't run into a fountain or merchant, so my 40 resolve lasted all of 2 seconds in the final boss room. It definitely seems like it's worthwhile to do while you're running through the campaign after you get a movement skill. With a room in every zone, it doesn't take much to jump in, choose the room, complete the room, and just take the instant rewards now. On a reroll, I cheesed it a bit by banking 8 rooms at a lower level and then progressed through the floors as I found them, saving the lower level scaled rooms for the last floor. First off, you need to visit the Fell Shrine Ruins in Act 2 and Act 7. In Act 2, you unlock the Relic Altar and Locker and are given your first relic. While not entirely special, it's definitely a little something. Act 7 will unlock the ability to do packs. These can be incredibly beneficial if you're smart about it. I ended up with a relic that will increase my max resolve every time I touch a fountain. Since this is only increasing the max, it makes it easier to take packs where the downside is removing 25 to 50% of my max resolve. The room challenges so far seem to get broken down into a handful of categories. Kill the Guardians, find the exit, survive, the mini-boss, and the boss rooms. Kill the Guardians. This will have a smaller instance that you can explore with chests, regular mobs, and a handful of unique mobs. To complete this room, you're only required to kill the unique mobs. Find the exit. This will have a maze style layout with traps, unique mobs, regular mobs, and chests in it along the way. To complete this room, you only need to find the exit. It appeared that the layout for this room type will stay the same for the entire floor. Here's where having a blink movement skill really shines. Getting afflictions that increase trap speed will make these rooms incredibly difficult. Survive. This will feature a room arena similar to Azaro fights in the lab. In this room, there will be at least 1 skull trap, 2 chests, and will spawn a guardian or 2 at the time. You must avoid the trap and kill the guardians as they spawn. As the floor increases, the difficulty of this room increases to the point of not having a wall at all to hide behind. Mini-boss and boss. The mini-bosses appear to be random and might not even spawn depending on rooms picked. Bosses will be on the last room of each floor. Killing bosses for the first time unlocks spaces in your relic altar on top of providing a hefty amount of Aureus coins. Upon completion of a floor by killing a boss, you'll have a large chest with any complete the floor rewards you chose along with 2 more offerings. Killing bosses also has a chance to drop relics. Now when choosing a room, you choose based on the rewards. Upon completion of the room challenge, these are the rewards that are given. Merchant rooms will have the new NPC who will be waiting and offering quite a variety of helpful boosts. Fountain rooms can have a fountain that will restore 25% of your max resolve at the cost of 5 Aureus coins. Afflicted fountains will recover 50% of your max resolve, but at the cost of giving you a random affliction. Benevolent fountains at the cost of 150 coins will give you a random boon. A radiant fountain for 5 coins will give you a random boon and also remove a random affliction, and gives you 200 inspiration. Item rewards. These are the presented offerings of getting something now, completing the floor, or getting something for completing all 4 floors. The treasure reward room will contain chests of Aureus coins. Miners will have 2 chests, and mages will have 5. Packed rooms. In these rooms, there will be an altar that will offer packs. These have significant upsides, but add significant downsides. Upon accepting one of these, there's an offering behind that you can also accept. Now for the breakdown of the floors, the mini-bosses, and the bosses of the floors. On floor 1, the mini-bosses is the Crimson Archbishop. This guy is stationary in the middle with followers channeling to him. The only attacks that happen here is the Archbishop, who will cast a telegraphed AoE spell. The thing to keep in mind is this will become incredibly fast and cover more of the room as more of his followers are killed, so it's smart to take all the followers down low and then finish them off. The boss is Verakath the Waxen. This is the guy covered in candles that was in the name reveal trailer. The tip for this guy is to stay behind him. He emits a fire breath and rotates fairly quick. Staying behind him will also help you avoid his melee attacks. While you're behind him, the main attacks you need to be aware of are his mortar attacks from his back that are similar to Blazing Salvo. Floor 2. The mini-boss here is the Greater Wraith. I've only run into this mini-boss twice and only got footage once. The problem is he didn't survive long enough to see his moveset, but his moveset seems to be spawning a line of coffins being the big thing to avoid. The boss for this floor, or bosses, is Braum the first experiment and Uzar the second experiment. This arena is incredibly small considering the size of these guys. Without any modifiers, they move incredibly slow. If you can't instant burst them down, the best thing to do is make sure they're both facing you as they're telegraphing an attack, because these attacks will cover the entire arena in the direction they're facing. Also be aware that one of them walking does damage, so avoid their feet. Floor 3. The mini-boss for this floor is the Aureate Guardian. Has a moveset similar to Innocence, with the channeled flares that move around the arced arena. The boss for this floor is Zenithar the Templar Reaper. Whatever you do for this boss, don't panic. Odds are you'll lose most of your resolve, not from the Reaper's attacks, but from the bullet hell orbs spawned or the beams that zigzag the elongated arena. Just stay calm, avoid these, and you should be fine. The fourth floor and the final mechanic boss is Lycia the Unholy Heretic, or Lycia the Herald of the Scourge. This will all depend on what tier of maps you are fighting her at. The only time I reached her was the room that I referenced earlier where I had 40 resolve, so I lasted all of 2 seconds, but based off this video by Draken, it appears she has a maze style arena that you must navigate avoiding traps in the maze, her attacks, all while being pushed along by a ground effect that covers the floor. I wish I had more information on this one. I also didn't find the fourth floor mini boss. If I run into them, I'll do a YouTube short for that boss and Lycia at both stages. I'll be sure to link these shorts in a comment pinned below. And that's all I have. I'd appreciate it if you'd like, subscribe, and I'll continue to try to put out as much information as I can when I find it.